Yeah, I guess one of the challenging things with geopolitical stability and economic stability when it comes to what's going on in China and Taiwan is if you ask many military strategists, I think most, you ask them where would a potential World War III erupt, and they say in the South China Sea in regards to what China is doing in relation to Taiwan. And that is an issue that doesn't just have national security implications, but of course has economic implications because of materials that Taiwan provides for regions all across the world, from things like semiconductors to various other products.
Absolutely. And now we layer on to that what we're going to see coming out of the floods in BC and the problems of getting supply coming from Asia. What do you expect to see right now with the supply chain with those issues?
Well, yeah, a lot of concerns about things that are happening with supply chain in general. It's been a real education to watch those deep dive studies of ports on the West Coast and in California and watching the nitty gritty of why they're having problems getting some of the ships offloaded and getting other products on. And we really see how all of this is exacerbated and compounded with the pandemic, with geopolitics right now, and obviously with various supply and demand issues. And now I think regular Canadians and regular people all around the world are more and more tuned to the supply chain. It's no longer some abstract issue. It's something that is the focus of many regular individuals.
100%, and I think it's something that we absolutely need to address. But you compound the supply issues with the Buy America and now Buy Quebec. So Dan, I'm going to go to you, and I'm going to ask you about how Buy America and Buy Quebec now is going to affect your business.
I think that the Buy Quebec or the Buy America will not likely have any significant impact on our business. If it really was to impact us, we would probably compensate by opening a facility in that jurisdiction, assuming that the economic characteristics would support it. But directly, we don't expect it. I think that, to go along that lines, I don't feel the Buy America, Buy Quebec, or, the entire Buy Local is really the essential solution or topic there. I believe that the Canadian businesses, we can compete in all of these environments. So we don't want to be restricted in our ability to compete to them. What we do want to do is make sure that as we are competing, we can use our own strengths, we can develop our own technologies, and not feel that we are hampered with a hand tied behind our back when we're competing for business. And tying hands behind our back could be, our inputs to our resources, our ability to an educated workforce, to a talented workforce. It could be to our cost inputs, electrical powers, transportation systems. Those things would concern us to make sure that we're on an equal or competitive footing in those areas where the government or larger businesses control some of those feed costs.
Yeah, Canadian business can compete with anybody, but what we don't need is to be hampered with extra carbon tax, extra pricing, clean fuel standards so that we can't compete. Anthony, what are you seeing as ways to get Canada moving, and what hindrance do you see to Canadian business?
It's interesting that you should bring up the clean fuel standard and other measures. Look, Jocelyn, when I hear what Dan is saying right now, I find it very informative, and to hear from someone who's got so many years experience on the ground. And I think the challenge with senior public servants and with elected officials is they don't have any secret knowledge about these sectors that they do not work in and that they do not have experience in. They increasingly adopt a government knows best attitude, which is very troubling. Of course, you want to go directly to the people in the sectors to ask them about their industry and to really humbly learn from them, as I feel I do whenever I speak to someone who runs a manufacturing facility. But I find like the priorities with government right now are the opposite. They really want to tell people, this is what you must do. And that's not good for those businesses. And I think it will also have distortionary effects on the economy at large.
Absolutely, and I'm glad you said that, because we need Canadian politicians to take some advice from Canadian innovators. So after the break, I'm going to give you both the opportunity to tell the politicians what you think and what policies that they could put in to help us get our economy back on track. So think of your thoughts, and we'll come back to it right after the break. I'm Jocelyn Bamford, and you're watching Canadian Innovators.